Hi guys.
Hello.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode, or another video I should say.
Yeah, with Sam and Olga.
Yeah, relationship detox. Sam and Olga. What are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about how defined gender roles are an outdated concept.
Exactly.
And I believe if it wasn't for the fact that men were working and women were at home, I don't think there ever would have been any defined gender roles.
No.
Really.
No.
I think I've mentioned it in a previous video that with Sam and I, we've never really had that type of defined roles that, okay, you're a woman, that's why you should be doing this, this and that. And the same thing for him. I didn't have any expectations from him based on the fact that he was a man. So he has to do this and this and this and that, right? When it comes to like household stuff, everyday type of, living situation, family, shenanigans, that kind of thing. So, and it was like that pretty much from the beginning, right?
Yeah,
like
it's been like that for 12 years now.
For 12 years. And what I noticed is like we've never actually sat down to talk about it. So what is your job? What is my job? We've never had that conversation, and there was never a need for such a conversation because we've always been a team from the very beginning.
Exactly.
So the house is our house. So if he sees something that needs to be cleaned or picked up, he'll do it. If I see something, I'll do the same, right?
Yeah.
And it's been working, like it's worked for all these years for us.
Exactly.
Just the fact that we support each other that way and not say that, oh, I don't know, like we've never really had that situation where you come home from work and food is not done and you freak out because, oh, I'm a woman, I have to cook. Yeah. As a matter of fact, in our house, he is the main cook, right? He cooks most of the time, and I do other things. Or sometimes it's also the other way around. Like I said, there's nothing definite, like this is my job and this is his job. And I think it's really helped us in our relationship to focus on what's really important.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, I'm happy actually she mentioned teamwork. Yeah. Because that is the core of every relationship. We never sat down, like she said, to discuss roles like that. It never occurred because right from the beginning we had this mutual relationship going on. Like, everything we do is mutual. Like it's not no hidden agendas, no motives, stuff like that. So we came into the relationship right from the scratch of being open-minded, So at home, again, we apply the same rules. Nothing that has to be done, gets discussed. If I feel like I'll be the one to do it and do it better, I do it. If she is the one that I think she'll do it way better, she goes for it and does it. Now we're talking, today's topic is gender roles. She again made mention of something earlier on in this video, talking about this outdated gender roles, this traditional type of you are the man, you are supposed to go to work and
bring the money in the house,
bring in the money, take care of the house and everything. Whereas that still till today applies pretty much everywhere you go in the world. There is still that yearning and the demand for the man to still be helping at home. If you look at the number one relationships that are not happy, like couples that are
the number one reason why relationships are not happy,
couples in general are not happy, you would notice that the women tend to complain a lot about the men not being helpful at home,
like basically not being actively involved in the household or with the kids, because men come into the relationship thinking that all those things are a woman's job. Or even a lot of men even think that that's not even a job at all. That's what women are built to do, so it's not even a job for them. So we've known a lot of men in our families and in our friend circle that come home from work and they think that, okay, I've worked, I've come home, I'm done. That's it. There's nothing left in them to contribute anything else other than going to work. And that is what a lot of women are frustrated with, because
very, very frustrated. Yeah.
if you ask a man that has traded roles with a woman, they would rather go to work than sit home and take care of
Exactly.
kids,
Yep.
because we have 4 kids. That's like 4 separate jobs that you
Yeah.
go to all at the same time.
Yeah, it's true.
So even just taking care of the kids without even doing the laundry and cooking, those are jobs
Yep.
all on their own right there already.
Yep.
So for a woman to have actually a mate, a helper, which is
Yeah.
the husband or the boyfriend, to come home
Yeah.
and not do anything to contribute to that part
Yeah.
is really disheartening.
Yeah.
And it's again,
I mean,
the reason why that just a sec, the reason why it's an outdated
Yeah.
concept is because these days women also go to work. And
Exactly,
what
yeah.
gets twisted, where it gets twisted is that if women go to work and then come home, they are still expected to cook, they are still expected to take care of the kids, they're
Yep.
still expected to make lunches for tomorrow, and that's okay. When a man comes home from work, he's expected to sit back and chill,
and chill,
and
watch
be
watch
served.
Netflix or
So and I think this
Yeah.
is where it gets kind of
yeah.
that's where a
So-
lot of women and a
so-
lot of people take issue.
Exactly. So now this is where we're talking about both couples go to work, and in these days, let's face it, that's what you get. It's very, very difficult to keep a home with one income, right?
Right.
Unless you, the person, your income is really up the roof. You're making some big time income that can really take care of a lot of things, which there are a lot of men who are having, but majority of us, it takes 2 income to really keep up a home. So now you find couples, both couples working,
So both partners.
or both
Yeah.
partners are working, like, so you come home from work, I come home from work. Now who is to do what?
Right.
Who is to serve who?
And this is where a lot of quarrels
Now
happen.
yeah. Now
A
this
lot.
is this is where the bait comes in. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now this is where now you begin to see the real what do you call it, the real motives of each other, like what
I think the
what-
real whatever is behind you, what you really believe in.
yes that your
inside
core beliefs
Yeah, that's when it
comes
when they'll
comes
come
to
out.
surface. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really comes to surface, and then that is where you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that about her, I didn't know that about him. Oh man, is he expecting me to do all these things? I also just got home, I'm so
Right.
tired, I'm drained, because let's face it, I mean, work nowadays is not like fun. Like you go to work, you have your own work problems there waiting.
Yeah.
So by the time you get home, you are drained, and both ways, man or woman, it's just that. The only thing that would help really is the compromising, both of you actually agreeing to kind of like working as a team, like she
Right.
mentioned of, come together, work as a team. So whoever gets home first in this instance is the one that starts. Now,
Yeah.
if I get home and I don't know how to cook, do I go to the
That's a
kitchen and
different story.
start cooking? No, because what I will prepare, it will be some nasty dish. So in that sense, I won't be the one to
Yeah, but-
initiate or
right.
start cooking.
But in that sense, the roles are divided up based on
Yeah.
abilities,
Ability.
not based on
Exactly,
your gender.
exactly.
Big difference there.
Big difference. So now,
Yeah.
okay, so if I can cook, at least there are other things I can do whilst waiting for her, because at that time I would have known the time she would get home from work. So I will start other things, besides, hey, if we're too hungry and there's nothing and I can just slap in something in the oven, that's nothing, that's not cooking. Anytime you put something in the oven and waiting for it to, that's not cooking. So you just find what you can do. However, if that is not also your cup of tea, then there are other things at home that you can do. If the home needs to be tidy up or clean or do something, do it. But where you sit back and say, I am tired, so yeah, it is her job, she should come and do all that stuff, that is where now the real
That's when
issues comes
start
up,
happening. Yeah, because it's not about the jobs that are to be done
Yeah.
per se. It's the fact that there's no consideration,
exactly
right? And
Exactly.
there are expectations,
Yeah.
maybe hidden expectations that are also not really clearly communicated most of the time.
Exactly.
Right? So again, as in any case, communication is always the key, right? But yeah, basically the whole point is this whole gender role thing is just
It's just outdated.
It's just outdated.
Yeah,
it doesn't work anymore.
like
it just doesn't work.
The modern world we live in right now,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
For us, when I started
Yeah.
going to school a few years back, we just had Julius. He was
Yeah.
7 months old,
Yeah.
and I was still breastfeeding him. But I had to go to school, and the commute alone was about 3 to 4 hours a day because I had to take the train there and
Yeah.
back. So I left the house by 5 a.m. and I didn't come home before 6 p.m. And then I had the kids, right? And then I was breastfeeding too at night, which means he wakes up every hour or even less, right? And I had to wake up again at 5 o'clock, so or even before 5 because I had to
Yeah.
leave the house by 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if he wasn't there to hold the house down, I couldn't have gone
Exactly.
and did what I had to do.
Yep.
So for me, but that's the thing. What is so special about us is that it was what in Deutsch you say sowieso. For
That's a
him
given.
to take up that role while I go to school was a given.
Yeah.
It was nothing that we had to sit down and
And
now
discuss.
discuss.
No.
And me to really check with him, are you okay with holding the house down? Are you okay with taking Princess to kindergarten? Are you okay with, because we're a team.
Yeah.
So whatever needs to be done will be done by whoever is there at whatever time it's needed to be done.
Yeah.
Right? And that is how come I think we've been able to progress a lot. You know, even the cooking thing. If it was up to
Yeah.
me, we'd never eat because I don't know how. I mean now I do, but I came into this relationship. I didn't know how to cook at all.
Yeah.
He taught me the little things that I do that I know now. But it's again, he didn't say, "Oh, you don't know how to cook. I'm not going to marry you." She's
Yeah.
not wife material because she doesn't know how to cook. As if
Yeah.
that is what makes a relationship work.
That's not what I was looking.
That's that. I mean, I think
If
the
she
whole-
doesn't know how to cook, I know how to cook. So
Right.
what's the big deal?
And if we both didn't
You
know
know?
how to cook, then we'll both learn.
Yeah.
And that would have been something we would have done together. It would have been fun.
So if she doesn't know how to
Yeah.
cook, I'm going to utilize her strength in other areas where I'm weak at that.
Right.
And that's how it goes. Now, in our relationship personally, we apply a lot of common sense. Now, as the cliche goes, common sense is not common.
No comment, yeah.
You know, for a lot of people. So I get it. So in relationships where that type of thing, or you cannot apply common sense, then this is where the communication, kicks in.
Right.
You would have to communicate, like she said. Are you okay taking care of this? Are you okay doing this? Are you okay? Because it's really, really worse and bad when you assume something that this person should be able to do this, or doesn't this person know that I'm busy here, or I have to go do this. So you are, if you assume,
This is a throwback to our first detox tip. Never ever assume anything.
never ever assume,
Yes.
because you are bound to go down, that disappointment lane,
Yeah.
and big time, So always communicate. If you have that slightest doubt of your partner, like, okay, this person cannot handle, or I'm not quite sure, just openly ask. Just communicate. Hey, are you okay? Should I go do this? Should I do that? So communication would always be the key, but never assume. Assumption
Never assume anything, yeah.
always, leads to disappointment.
Right.
Yeah.
Not always, but most of the time.
And yeah.
Especially if you act on them before you have the confirmation of what you are
Exactly.
assuming
Yeah.
is actually fact. Yeah.
So that's
So-
that's one aspect of it. In relationships that the couple just bring in, or actually utilizes the common sense attributes, then already, like, so it's like before you open your mouth, I know what you're thinking.
Right.
And I step into that space,
Right.
and that's how we roll.
Yeah.
I
I don't know if we are just lucky or if, but I mean,
I don't think it's lucky. I think it's relationship is a huge thing, and you ought to be you ought to know what exactly you want before you even get into it.
right.
So when you are with a partner that you are not fully convinced, or you don't really love or like this person, then nothing is gonna work. It's like a big umbrella, and all the subsets of other things that makes up a complete relationship. It's
Yeah.
all missing. There are all
Right.
missing links. So that is what usually, you know, happens when
Yeah.
by the time it gets to that part where now you guys are into the quarreling and, you know, calling each other names, that's all almost too late.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
symptoms already
Exactly.
of a relationship that was pretty much doomed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the relationships too, they get into it because they're looking at superficial things, and I'm not even talking
Exactly.
about like how the person looks or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to several guys who said, like, who had like categories
Yeah.
that the potential women would have to meet in order to be wife material, and they were all superficial
Yeah.
things. And then the ones that get them, who have all of this, they end up all the time not happy or even divorced sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, because the core things that really make the pillars of a relationship are not that. Those are the things that are being overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, she can cook. Okay, so I don't care that she's a bitch.
Yeah.
She can cook. That's all. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
And I'm
that
thinking,
that
really?
that really disturbs me a lot.
Or they meet
Yeah.
someone who is really
Yeah.
great. Yeah, like you had a friend.
Yeah.
And he even asked you to help him pick between two different women, and one of them was great.
Yeah.
Emotionally and everything, she would have really been there to support him,
yeah.
like whichever way
yeah.
he would have gone in life. But he picked the one that could hold her own bank account. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or who knew how to, whatever.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, basically that brings home a little bit
Yeah.
more money. So, you know, and yeah, you see, when it comes to those things, you as a friend, you cannot do much. You can only advise and say, hey, the reason why I made this choice or I would make this decision is based on these reasons, A, B, C, D.
Right.
You know, but the ultimate decision rests on you. Because honestly, I don't, my decision, you know, might not mean, you know, it would help you, or you would actually go along with it, or
Yeah.
it would fit your needs, you know.
Right.
So in that sense, I am just there to help you,
To guide you. But
to
I
kind
think,
of like,
yeah.
you know,
But I think my point,
make the assessment very clear.
Yeah, my point
Yeah.
is that you can clearly tell the kinds of things that people choose
Yeah.
partners with. It's the kind of things that actually don't really matter
Matter
in the
at
long
all.
run, or
At all.
you know, and
Yep.
the things that actually do matter get overlooked
Yeah.
all the time.
Yep.
Right, and it's just sad.
Because again we live in a world where we praise materialistic things, you know.
Right.
So the person's real value is not actually, or doesn't matter at all. You know, it's not taken into consideration. What is taken into considerations is how much of material things this person owns or have or can flash.
I think,
And that is very sad.
I think the motivation
Yeah.
is,
It's, it is very, very sad.
and it doesn't matter if it is in the Western world
Yeah.
or in third world. It seems like people's picks of partners all
Yeah.
have economic backgrounds, one way or
One way
another.
or the other. Yeah.
Right? And then
So,
they wonder
again-
why it's not working
Yeah.
well.
So then again, your motive for getting into that relationship is purely based on economic reasons. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But also make that room that if that was my motive, have you considered your partner's also motive? What is your partner's expectations about you? That's the part.
Basically, yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay if your union is based on economic
Economic
reasons, but
reasons.
then don't expect anything
Exactly.
beyond that. And I think the problem comes when they're expecting things
when now
beyond that.
when now you cross that
But
line.
hello, you picked that person based on this, and
Yeah.
this is what you got. You those other things were not on your list.
So now
but
you-
then when shit hits the fan, those are the things that you are looking for.
Yeah.
People need a soulmate. They
Yes.
need someone they can trust. Yeah, they need someone who can, who we can read each other's minds.
Exactly.
Yeah, people
Yep.
need that.
So
And eventually that will hit you.
Yeah.
And then you'll be expecting it from the person that you kind of have
Yeah.
a business relationship with more than anything else.
Exactly.
And that is
Yeah.
when, it just
Yeah.
doesn't work anymore, right?
So then, like, yeah, if again coming back to the same economic reasons, if you pick your partner based on or thinking that he has to take care of you, and he's doing just that, and then he goes around sleeping with other women, what is your problem? What are you complaining about? The first thing is he not taking care of you? He is. Whatever you wanted from him, he's doing it for you.
Right.
So then what are you complaining about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
I mean
you see,
the emotional part
yeah,
is
but
not.
instead of
Yeah.
sitting down and having the totality or the holistic approach into a relationship, you just picked one aspect. But that aspect is also, being met. Like you are being, given that, which is being taken care of. So if he is doing something else on the side,
Basically, also getting his needs met.
that is his needs that is
Right.
getting met. You thinking you are not meeting, you are meeting his needs, but you're not. He is rather meeting yours, but you are not meeting his. So this is what I was saying. Have you sat down to also think about what his expectation or her expectations about you?
I think what I'm getting out
Yeah.
of this is, I mean, communication is always
It's
the
always
big
the big
but
thing, yeah.
before you can even effectively communicate with a partner or anyone else, you have to communicate with yourself first.
Yeah.
What do you really want?
Yeah.
Right? What do you really want? And are you going to settle for someone that can only give you half? Are you not willing to settle at all? Like, you have to really honest talk with
crystal
yourself.
clear communication. That's what it is. If I want you to take care of me, then I would have to also ask you, what do you want me to do in return? Like, what are your needs? Is there anything concerning your needs that I can fill that void, or or even if I can help
I think
in one way or the other?
I think the kind of relationships
then-
that are just magical, right, are the ones where the needs are being met automatically without having to talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? And I think that's what most people are looking for.
Yeah.
But either they can't seem to find it, or they're not looking in the right places, or it's the fact that they're just looking. Because usually you find that when you're not looking at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because those kinds of attributes, usually you find it in best friends. But a lot of people are also afraid to make that move past that, like to cross that line past that, right? So, yeah.
It is what it is.
It's a complicated thing.
Exactly. So basically, we are just here with a simple message from our own experience, saying gender roles, the traditional norm of gender roles, where you the man, you go to work, come home, take care of the house, still applies. You still have to go to work. You are the man. You still need to take care of the house, the home, and your wife and your kids and everything. But we are saying that it's not just enough doing that, because the women needs help. Taking care of home is not an easy thing. It's not. It's for me, I think what I do find based on my experience is the mental draining, like the way it drains me mentally, especially when you have kids. That is that part that I find personally challenging, but I still do it because I don't do it out of spite or out of obligation or out of anything. These are my kids. If I don't take care of my kids, who am I expecting to take care of them for me? That is my approach. So when I'm doing anything, not just taking care of the kids, but anything at all at home, whether it being waking up and feel like, or even I don't want to even say feel like, if I think today I want to do laundry, I just grab the laundry basket, go down
He
the
doesn't wait for me.
I don't wait for her.
No.
I don't wait. I just go do it.
Yeah,
Fetish.
he does it,
Done.
brings it to me when I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'll fold that shit and
Yeah.
fetish, right?
We're done.
So, but there's never a discussion.
As to
he never sat
un-
down and said, "So when are we gonna do laundry? Have you seen the baskets are full?"
No, I don't. I never talk like that. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So again, this is what I'm saying. So things that I know, I have my two hands. They are not cut off. So if if I can use them to our own advantage, why not? So I avoid all stupid type of communications that won't lead to anywhere, but rather bring quarrels and.
It's gonna bring quarrels.
Yeah.
Because if he talks to me that way, then I'm thinking, what, you think I do that on purpose to piss you off?
Yeah.
And you see how. Then he's gonna give me a smart ass response. I'm gonna give him another smart ass response.
And then
the laundry is still not done.
Yep.
So
if I want the laundry done, or I need an outfit from the
from the laundry basket.
from the laundry, I just go and do it.
Right.
I don't wait. I don't like. It's like and by the way, I do it without holding anything, like nothing. I'll finish laundry and then go to kitchen and start cooking, because that's what I'm used to. Like, I'm used to. It's my, I'm proud doing that. I think that's the underlining.
I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
We both basically have our roles in the household and what we do, but they're not based on superficial gender roles that society has made out for us to believe in, right? Doing laundry is not a woman's job.
No.
Right? Cooking is not a woman's job. Raising kids, it's not a woman's job. Going to work, it's not just a man's job.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody has a life to live.
Yep.
And if we weren't together, we would be doing all of those things for ourselves anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
So now that we are together, we're in a team, we are running the household together. So whatever needs to be done, we both do it. Whenever, whenever the opportunity presents itself, whoever needs something first or sees something first, it just gets done. I mean, it's not, nobody's waiting on anyone, basically, right?
I remember that I've even mentioned this in our previous video before. Like, in our house, I take care of, kitchen and stuff like that.
In terms of like food, right?
In terms of like food and, she, in terms of abilities, she's good with the administrative stuff, right? So she handles all that. So she's making sure the bill payments and the emails, drafting emails and sending emails and doing all. I don't have
resumes and
I hate. I mean, like, if you give that to me, I'll rather go and stand in the kitchen and start cooking. I hate. I mean, even those type of things.
The YouTube thing that we're doing, right?
She's the one who does all the editing and all the stuff. I have my. So this is what I'm saying. If she doesn't know how to cook, so what? I do. So we complement each other in that sense or aspect. And this is what it fits. It
exactly.
Works. It works. What I hate, she loves, and she does it so well. Very good at it.
And the other way around.
When I cook in the kitchen, oh gosh, man.
It will love the whole family. We love it when he cooks.
So exactly. So now, what is this to make a big fuss about? Like,
like who is anyone to sit there and judge that because you don't cook, you are not wife material? Or who is anyone to sit and judge? Who are you? You can't even do simple video editing. Are you not a guy? What is that?
Trust me.
What is that?
When it comes to that, I'll walk away, because I don't even have the interest to do that. Oh, like, seriously, I don't. So if this is the area that she has the patience, actually, and the interest of doing that, and she's good at it, why not? So this is what we're saying: gender roles, traditional, archaic, outdated type of gender roles. It's redefined.
It doesn't work in this time.
Just just take a good look into your relationships and sift out things that are not working in this area or in this aspect of what we're talking about.
I think basically the main point is everybody is worth something. Everybody's good at something. Everybody brings value. And it's those things that should rather be enhanced and not in that person, and not
the superficial
things to bring that person down even more. Because if that person doesn't know how to do this or can't do that, they're good at something else. So focus on that they're good at.
Exactly.
And don't forego relationships based on superficial crap that doesn't even matter, right? At the expense of a real like a soul to soul type of connection. That is way more important. So
all right, guys, I think we've bring you a lot of value into this subject matter.
You see, we wanted to make a 10-minute video,
but now
we're hitting 30. So.
And that's how we even do videos. Like, we roll according to, we don't have a specific time frame that, we're only doing this for 10 minutes or no, because we want to give you what it is really coming out from, from our inside. So this is how it goes, So
all
guys,
put your comments down below. Anything that you have to say about the subject. We're really looking forward to reading them and seeing what you guys have to say. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time, right?
Exactly. So guys, until then, you've been Detox.